So welcome back to another episode, and yes, these are some of the games that we missed in 2025, and I think we did pretty good for the year overall.
Definitely a lot of hours spent.
Oh, a lot of hours. Kim put in the most hours into Xenoblade Chronicles X, into, what was that other little game?
Fantasy Life.
Fantasy Life, 170 hours, just small amounts of time.
A little.
But we had a great time in 2025 playing all these games, and I'll ask you guys, before we begin, what are some games that you missed out on in 2025? Some games you're like, I couldn't get to it. It's finally 2026. I can finally get to this one game. What is that game for you? Let us know down below. And Kim has moved on to play some interesting games, I gotta say that.
I have, but let's start with you first.
Okay.
What have you played?
Okay, well, my goodness, this is a game that I talked about briefly in the sense that I was mentioning it was Year of the Ninja last year. Did you know? It was Year of the Ninja.
Such a good shirt. You have so many shirts.
I know.
It's insane.
It really kind of is. I mean, we can't keep track of them all. We have other closets just full. I could do an entire episode on just video game, pop culture shirts and all that. But anyways, it was Year of the Ninja in 2025 because we got Shinobi, The Art of Vengeance, and we also got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound right here. And the one game I couldn't get to, I finally got to, was Ninja Gaiden 4 by Team Ninja and Platinum Games. And it was released on PS5, Xbox, and Windows. And I was like, there's too many Ninja games. I can't keep up with them all. But I'm a big fan of this original Ninja Gaiden series because it was a 2D series, and then Team Ninja, I think it was like 2004, decided to take it into full 3D.
I'm sorry, I love the cover.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
cover.
really a nice cover. And what can I say about this game? It's a great action adventure game, and I was sucked into this game a lot more than I thought I was gonna be. I was like, okay, I'll play this game, another Ninja game. I like the Ninja Gaiden series. I started playing the game, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And something kind of weird happened. It reminded me of the early 2000s of playing games back then where you just play like an action adventure game and you're like, oh, this is great. And I feel that there's not enough of those games these days. I wish there was a few more, but this game brought me right back. And it should, because it's by, the Ninja Gaiden team. But boy, did it ever give me that early 2000s vibe of running around, wall jumping, doing crazy jumps to get to the top of certain platforms. It's over the top and it pushes you. It's got over the top blood and gore.
Oh my goodness. I walked in like, that's a bit gory. And you're like, yes.
I was like, yes, I love this. I know your character's just like drenched in blood. It's like so over the top that it's almost like comical in a way that you don't even really see the blood after a while. It just feels like something that you're doing all the time. Decapitating people, ripping off their heads. So it starts off a little different because you're playing a brand new original character and you're trying to break into this prison. And one thing I want to say here that I really like about the gameplay, it's not all about just going hacking and slashing. There's a lot of stealth, just going up to the back of characters, sneaking up on them and taking them out that way. I really like that, or being at the top of a platform and jumping down and taking out an enemy that way. But you're sneaking into this prison and you want to kill this priestess that is there, and then some other things happen, and I won't kind of ruin that, and the story goes a very different direction. I want to say as well, I love the environments in this game. It's like a futuristic Tokyo. It's like these neon lights. It's very cyberpunk and set in the future, and I really love running around in the streets of this like futuristic Tokyo. Exploring, and you're just jumping from level to level, taking out enemies and doing incredibly crazy jumps at times. But it's very rewarding, and for anybody who's played the old Ninja Gaiden games, there's a lot to love here. And also you got like a grappling hook so you can swing from level to level. And you can level up your weapons, you can level up your abilities, so you're always getting stronger. And I gotta say, this is a very strong game for anybody out there, and I'm not, I have no relation to this company or anything like this, it's not sponsored. I gotta say, if you're looking for a great ninja action game, the other two are really good, but this game, I feel maybe that a lot of people may have passed on this game.
I hope not.
Because there's a lot of games that came out in 2025. I couldn't get to it. I felt a little guilty about it. And then playing it during this holiday season, I was like, this is a great game. This is like a game, this should be in my games of the year because it's that good. And I highly recommend this for anybody out there who likes the early 2000s games and just enjoys a great ninja action platforming game. It'll drive you a little crazy at times, but that's what they always do. So that's my big ninja game out of the. That's my big ninja game out of the way.
Lots of love there for the ninjas.
There was a lot of love there for the ninjas. I'm from the 80s and 90s. There was a lot of love then for ninjas. But what have you been playing? It's kind of an interesting one. A lot of people were like, "Are you going to talk about this game? Are you going to talk about this game?"
Of course, we're going to talk about this game.
Yes, and what is that game?
That would be Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
And here's the artwork on the cover there. Kim, what did you think about this game?
So I'm happy to change it up from Expedition 33 to something a little bit more colorful and vibrant and happy. Let's get into something a bit more happier and more enjoyable.
To be honest with you, you kind of went from Fantasy Life into Clair Obscur, which is like this really intense kind of game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this is kind of like a bright, sunshiny game kind of thing. And yeah, very beautiful graphics. It's a remake of the first installment of the Trails series, The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. And the thing is, a lot of people have asked us over the years, have you guys played the Trails series? Have you played the Trails series? Yes, we played Trails of Cold Steel. We played that game. Kim played that game. And so we were wanting to get to this game. I know we don't talk about the Trails series enough, but what is this game about? Like, are you enjoying it?
I'm really enjoying it. And you know what really got to me was the fight sequences.
Yeah.
So you can go up to an enemy, which I gotta admit, the enemies, I love the designs of the enemies.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're kind of cute, they're kind of dark, and you start off where you can just hit them constantly, and then you can enter into battle mode.
Yeah.
And when you do those special moves, you're just sitting there and just like enjoying the designs and just the action of it all.
It flinched!
Joshua!
Yeah!
Yeah, and I think the big thing here is this is a really big budget game. We were talking about this. Like, you're looking at combat and you're looking at everything and you're like, wow, this game is very vibrant. The frame rate is phenomenal running around.
That was that too. Like, it was so seamless.
Yeah.
From cutscenes, we were talking to somebody and you turn around and you just keep going.
You're talking about like load times,
Load
right?
times. It was really well done.
Yeah, like really seamless going
Seamless.
from like talking to somebody, as you just said, into the the field map, into combat.
Here goes! Let's get moving!
So, like, what else do you want to say about this game?
Well, I gotta say, the main character, the girl, I thought she was very rude.
Joshua, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but you should try to be more active too. All you do is read and polish your weapons.
Yeah, and I don't want to say anything, but there's a lot of innuendo, weird talking bits.
So
in the
many
beginning.
innuendos.
You're gonna make your big sister swoon, you know that?
I was laughing like, are you for real?
You're never going to get a girlfriend by staying all cooped up here in the house.
Yeah, so in the game, your characters are working towards becoming bracers and like the best that you can be.
Yeah.
And what I love about it, in order to do that, you gotta do quests.
Quests.
Who doesn't love side quests and all the quests? As soon as I see quests, I am it.
Yeah, and like, what would you give this game so far out of like 10? Like, I know you're only the really beginnings of it. Like, what is it giving to you?
It's giving me about an 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because the exploring is so much fun. The grind is actually really enjoyable. I don't zone out at all. I feel like I'm really much involved in it, and they've done a really good job overall.
Yeah, and the voice acting is really good. Like the environments, the field map, the towns are really good.
Oh,
Like,
the towns are really beautiful.
yeah, like this should have been also in Games of the Year for 2025 for us. I mean, we couldn't get to it. I was like, Kim, you know, I ordered it off Amazon. I'm like, it arrived, and Kim's been playing it, and she's been having a bit of fun.
I've been having a blast. It's a good change it up.
Hurricane!
So that's me. What about you?
Okay, well, Kim's been enjoying that game, and I snuck in another little game. I tried to get this in. I ordered this off Amazon, and that is for Hyrule Warriors, The Age of Imprisonment, right here. And this is not the first game in the series. There's been other Hyrule Warrior games. There was the Wii U version. There was the Switch version, which was like the definitive edition of that. And then there was Hyrule Warriors, The Age of Calamity. And all these games are fascinating because they're Muso games. And Kim's like, what is a Muso game? I know
How
that.
did you know? I'm like, dude, tell. I love it because he's like my historian with all this stuff. Like,
Well,
tell me your knowledge.
It's a Koei Tecmo game, and so they do like the Dynasty Warrior games. So they do games where there's like one character or a group of characters that you can switch between, and you fight wave after wave of enemies, just like with your weapons and just just blasting them out of the way, killing them, and then taking on the bosses. And so it's interesting that Koei Tecmo moved on to Nintendo to work with them to do the Hyrule Warriors series, and we have a new one on the Switch 2. And what can I say about this game? It's fun. Every time I jump into a Hyrule Warriors game, I'm like, oh no, it's like a Dynasty Warrior game. I'm just doing the same wave after wave of enemies, and I'm like, it's gonna get tiring and boring. And then you start playing it, and you just have a great amount of fun. It's like, it's really a little bit mindless, and I think there's some enjoyment in there, but I want to say there's a lot to this game.
Prepare yourself!
So in this game, you can play as Zelda, and it takes place in the Tears of the Kingdom era. And you're also using the other legendary heroes, and you can switch between those. I gotta say, I love switching out and going into the legendary heroes and using their weapons and taking out enemies.
Now then.
And it's just kind of fun to use some assets from the Tears of the Kingdom games in here. And it's fascinating to be walking around in some of these environments because I have something very fascinating to say. It kind of gave me a little bit of a hint of what the next Zelda game is going to be. Because we're on Switch 2 hardware.
Yes.
And so they're also mimicking, obviously, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that look of it. But through that, I could see a little glimpse of the potential of what the next Zelda could be. And I thought that was really kind of fascinating. But getting back to the game here is that there's actually team sync strikes with different team members. So you can team up with different members to do these amazing strikes.
Prepare yourself! Part one victory!
And there's also counterattacks that you can do.
Now then. A simple enough matter.
And there's some gigantic boss battles in this game that are very rewarding to take down with your team members. And it's just kind of fun to explore this world and fight. Yes, it is wave after wave of enemies over and over again. But there's something that they've added. There's a lot more to this. There's a lot. I love like Princess Zelda walking around in her mech suit at one point. That's really fascinating. So they've added a lot to it. It has that Nintendo touch where it's not just like, oh, I just destroyed a whole bunch of enemies. There's these little beautiful graphical bits. There's these other little strikes that you can do that really enhance things. And it's kind of a worthy game to play on the Nintendo Switch 2. So that is my final game. We move on to Kim's final game. And this one was an experiment.
Very.
It was an experiment.
Different.
Yeah, it was something that I'd seen and I thought, this looks very, very interesting. It's not our style of game, but the graphics were so amazing.
You can't pass it up.
You can't pass it up. The reviews were so big for it. And what game is that, Kim?
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah, a big title there for a very big game. It was a huge game last year, and I think it did very, very well. And we didn't cover it. I didn't cover it. Kim, what did you think about this game?
It's an intense game, and I applaud everyone out there who plays these type of games, who can understand these type of games and do these type of games. I'm happy to enter the world of it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. You feel like you're in a medieval time period through it all. And it's very heavily story-based, and you're also relying on decision-making in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of decisions to be made, and the game kind of like throws you in at
It
first.
threw me right in, and I couldn't get the arrow to go. And I'm like, John, what's happening? And you're like, oh, it's easy.
And then I was like, and I hadn't seen the tutorial bit, so I'm like, how do we do this? And it's like, basically the castle that you're in is getting raided, and you're like trying to get your crossbow going, and I'm like, I figured it out.
We figured it out eventually.
It's the left 2 button, and then shooting with the right 2 button. We figured that out, but at first it was like pure chaos, and I think it was kind of a weird way to start the game for us personally. Like we weren't like getting it too well, and I think they kind of just throw you in, and they're like, okay, here you go. But what can we say here is everything that Kim was saying, it's a beautiful game.
Beautiful game. There was a point where we're on horseback, and I'm just looking around the lakes. I'm like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's one of those games, I think it's meant to kind of like take you into that time period.
Yes.
It's kind of like a time period simulation game.
That's perfectly how to describe it.
Yeah, there's no monsters in this. There's nothing like that.
Actually, there's a point where I asked him, like, is there gonna be some like nymphs that are gonna come out of the pond? And you're like, no, it's not that type of a game.
Unfortunately, I kind of wish there was a little bit of the monster stuff. I think, but I'm like, this is a kind of medieval simulation style of game, and it's a really kind of fascinating one. So it's a lot of talking.
And like you gotta make your decisions. And I gotta admit, like that's always a love-hate thing for me because I don't want to do the wrong decision in the game, but. No, it's great. You even got alchemy going on in there. You gotta like get all your herbs to make it. And at first I was struggling with it, but then I knew how to do the alchemy and it was really enjoyable.
Wow. And then the sword gameplay. Kim was having so much fun with this, the sword gameplay. I was loving this.
Too slow.
I just walked out of the room.
At one point, yeah, you had to walk out of the room because I'm like, I'm defending, I'm not doing it right. And then like, oh, you gotta do it when the green shield pops up. And then it once you start to understand the game, it becomes very enjoyable. And I can't wait to keep playing and keep going with it.
Yeah, I just want to say that this is a very unusual style of game for us to play. You know, usually we're playing a lot of Japanese style games and all that. But this is like the simulation experience. There's a lot to it, and you got to concentrate.
Now find the recipe for chamomile decoction and remember what you have to do.
There's a lot of different kind of gameplay elements. There's that, you know, kind of walking around talking to people, doing quests, and then there's a sword fighting, the alchemy, as you said. There's a lot going on here. But yeah, I think it's an enjoyable game, but it was just very different for us at first.
Very different, but also I'm really happy to be a part of it and to try new things, try new games, and try to expand my knowledge past RPGs.
Yeah, just like the JRPG scenario.
Well, you're not as good as Captain Bernard, but that wasn't bad.
I think there's a really deep game here, and sometimes it was a little too deep for us. We're like, oh my god. And remember character customization? At first, when Kim was going through it, and we've done so many character customization things in so many games, we're like, Kim was like, I'm a little overwhelmed here.
I know, there's a lot of screen menus there.
There was a lot, and you're like, how do I do this? I'm walking out of the room again. But you know, you did really well with it. Yeah, so I'll say this much. Here's look at
the differences.
Yeah, which game will you continue on with, do you think?
Oh, I think I really want to continue on with this one first.
Yeah.
That wasn't very respectful.
I think I'm going to continue on with this because this one requires a lot more concentration and this just like, it's very happy feeling.
Yes, a more easier night.
Nicer.
Yeah.
The other one is like, you got to use your brain and you better not mess up. Oh, right, you have to feed your guy. You got to make sure he washes his face so he's not covered in blood. I'm like, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, stop that dog from barking.
Okay, stop the dog, get mud. I'm like, okay, I will get to it.
Matt! What's all the fuss about, Matt? Are you that hungry? All right, I'll see what I can get for you.
You know what? It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun during this holiday season. Just sitting on an evening, you know, looking at the Christmas tree and just playing some of these games that we kind of missed out on. And to be honest, we had a really good time with them all. Ninja Gaiden 4, I was covered in blood for. Hyrule Warriors, The Age of Imprisonment.
Happy.
Yeah, just like fighting wave after wave of enemies, always a fun thing. Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
Happy. And then we go back to
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
dark.
Yeah, but very well done. And I do want to say that I know we we're the happy gamers, whatever you want to call us and stuff like that. But I honestly want to applaud all the developers of all these games. You know what, like when you think we jump into a game like Trails or Kingdom Come, and the worlds that they built for us and the amount of people that have worked behind the scenes to make all of these characters, to make all of these environments, I think it's one of these things we just kind of want to be thankful for.
Definitely.
You know, thankful for all of these games that we get to kind of play in their worlds.
And
all this-
immerse ourselves
and immerse
into it.
ourselves, yeah. And we get to have some, like some treats and some hot chocolate and play these games and have a really good time. And these games kind of were a lot of fun this holiday season. I will ask you guys, what are some games that you played over the holiday season? What are some games you missed out on in 2025? Let us know down below. So anyways, guys, until next time.